Good afternoon, and welcome to my September 30th COVID-19 community briefing. I can hardly believe that October is nearly here. It seems that many of us have settled into a new normal with work, school, and our personal lives. We've adapted. Some of these changes have been difficult. Not seeing loved ones or our friends, and some have been for the better. We've been washing our hands, and we've been focused on our health by eating better, exercising more, and taking care of ourselves and those closest to us. In many ways, COVID-19 has been a wake-up call for those who have had underlying conditions and have made us think about ways that we all can be healthier. Unfortunately, there's also been an increase in mental health issues. Many have experienced loss of a loved one, a job, social connections, and there's no doubt that this pandemic and the accompanying economic crisis has caused fear and anxiety about uncertainty that surrounds all of us. I'm heartened by the support I've seen from friends and family for those who are having a difficult time. We have pulled together and we've strengthened our support systems. COVID-19 has put the health of ourselves and our community on the forefront of our minds, and there are lessons that we can carry into and through our recovery. We have greater access to telemedicine than we've ever had, and people report that they're eating healthier, and people are recognizing the importance of our mental, emotional, and physical health. I am confident that Anacortes will come out of this pandemic stronger and more resilient than ever. I want to report about the updates from the state and the county. We continue to mirror the changes to improve safety and mitigate risks in our communities. Recently, the governor set new requirements for commercial airports and recommendations for airlines. This approach is to help protect the health and safety of workers, passengers, and crew. These updates are important as we move into the holiday season and see more people traveling. The guidance requires face coverings in airports, signage, spacing for physical distancing, protective barriers between travelers and workers, sanitation, disinfectant protocols, and that airport vendors and businesses follow state and county health agency requirements. It also strongly encourages airlines to establish health screening questionnaires for passengers regarding potential COVID-19 exposure or symptoms, and require passengers to abide by the face covering and physical distancing requirements in order to be issued a boarding pass. The city has been closely monitoring the county phases and risk assessment data compiled by the state. These indicators will determine when it's safe for our county to move to phase 3. We've remained in phase 2 longer than we imagined, and we're starting to be cautiously optimistic as we see our county getting closer to these metrics. The first metric we have is fewer than 25 cases per 100,000 residents over 14 consecutive days. Today, we have 24 per 100,000. I spoke to Jennifer Johnson today, the health of the Skagit County Health Department, and she said over the next week, we'll go from 24 to 27 to 28, back down again, depending on numbers as they come in. So let's watch that closely. The second metric states that we must have greater than 50 individuals tested per each new case during the prior week. We're awaiting updated information from the State Department of Health on this metric. The third metric is that we must have less than 2% of people testing positive, and we have 1%. The percentage of beds occupied in the county must be less than 80%, and we currently are at 73%. And the fifth metric states that the percentage of beds occupied by COVID-19 cases must be less than 10%, and we are at 1.9%. So we're meeting 4 of the 5 metrics today. The state is also working on ways to measure data and the reopening of our schools as they consider next steps for reopening our communities. The original Safe Start plan is undergoing many changes, so we're waiting to hear the latest information. Skagit County Health District reports that we've had 1,107 cases of COVID, 22 fatalities, and 98 total hospitalization over the course of this pandemic. There have been 26,063 tests performed, with 609 people testing positive at the Skagit County testing site located at the Skagit Valley College. Skagit County Commissioners have released the application with information for mortgage assistance programs today. The program is funded by the Federal CARES Act and seeks to help those who have lost income due to COVID-19 and are currently at 50% of the area median income. Information is available at the Skagit County website. This is yet another resource to help those struggling to make ends meet at this trying time. So once again, you can go to the Skagit County website and look up Federal CARES programs, and you'll find information on mortgage assistance. The election is just around the corner, and the Skagit County Auditor, Sandy Perkins, is spreading the word about key dates related to the upcoming November election. She says that one key thing to remember is that if your ballot has not arrived by October 21st, you should notify the Elections Department at the Skagit County Auditor's Office. October 21st, if you don't have your ballot, call the Auditor's Office. Island Hospital continues to support our community by testing and caring for our patients. Throughout this public health crisis, Island Hospital has tested a total of 5,891 people in our community, with a total of 64 positive cases, 10 positive hospitalized cases. And fortunately, we've had no deaths in Anacortes. At the city, we continue our services online, over the phone, and through curbside services. Our permit division continues to reviewing and issuing permits. COVID-19 has not slowed the things down. New single-family resident permits for this year have reached 40 compared to 33 last year, and single-family residential alteration permits are at 119 compared to 115 last year. I will be hosting a virtual coffee with Laurie on October 28th through Zoom. People will be able to participate just like they do at the city council meetings. It will be an opportunity for me to connect with the Anacortes residents. I really miss my monthly coffees at the Senior Center, so I'm looking forward to that. So Zoom in on October 28th and we can have a great discussion. Meals on Wheels program is our partnership with the Senior Center in the county, and that program has continued uninterrupted. We have provided essential meals to our homebound. Each month we serve an average of 68 clients who receive a total of 1,350 meals per month. Our Park and Recreation Department's Camp Active and the Anacortes Community Forest Land hikes called Autumn in the ACFL are happening in this coming week. The city is continuing to find opportunities for students to get outdoors in a safe and physically distanced way. More information on these opportunities can be found on the city's website or by calling our Parks Department. Our resilient community continues to find opportunities and partnerships that will make Anacortes a safer place with quality of life for residents deserve. Skagit County, the Dikwalik Wellness Center, the Anacortes Family Center have worked to create the Skagit County Community Court Team at the Anacortes Municipal Community Courthouse. The county has recently received a grant from the Department of Justice for training and technical assistance initiative of the federal grant for the county, and we need to match 25% over the next 2 years. The grant is approximately $500,000 that will be invested countywide in this community court program. The grant will not fund the salary of our county court coordinator and program director, but it will also fund our part-time case manager and our dedicated community court location. This is an important resource for those in the court system. Library fall programs begin tomorrow, October 1st, and the library is starting off with a full lineup of virtual events. Tomorrow, don't miss Pajama Story Time with Miss Diana at 6 p.m. on FaceTime, and YouTube with a very special Ruth Bader Ginsburg story. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., you can join the library and the Park and Recreation Department to find out about Asian giant hornets from an expert from the Washington State Department of Agriculture. Last year, Americans visited libraries more than they did any other cultural activity, and this year has been no exception. Here in Anacortes, the library has kept us reading, connecting, and using our library daily in new ways. This fall, the library is working to provide you with services that you need in a safe way until we can meet in person again. Make sure you never miss a program by signing up for library newsletters on our website, following the library on social media, and by checking the city calendar. The most exciting change for October at the library is that the curbside delivery will now include Saturdays, which means you can pick up books 6 days a week, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on Tuesdays, the library has evening curbside hours till 7 p.m. And the library can now be returned, and books can now be returned during those new hour slots. So now I come to the question part of my program with you. And I only had one question today. And the question was, will it be safe to go trick-or-treating by the time it's Halloween? If not, what should my family and I do? Skagit County Health Officer Dr. Librand has issued a press release discouraging in-person trick-or-treating, stating that it's vital to minimize in-person interaction with those outside our households to slow the spread of COVID-19. Trick-or-treating presents the risks of widespread community transmission. So instead of trick-or-treating, we encourage the Anacortes community to participate in COVID-19 appropriate activities, such as decorating your front yard or your windows with Halloween-themed decorations, taking a car ride around with your immediate family to see community decorations, do a scavenger hunt for candy in your own home with your immediate family or small social group. We are so close to being able to apply to Phase 3. Everyone should stay the course and continue to comply with Phase 2 guidance. Well, fall is here, and it's our time of celebrating the harvest of summer planting, time for pumpkin carving and being indoors together. This fall, we need to bundle up and be outdoors more and continue to wear our masks and social distance. We are now months into our Stay Safe plan, trying to stay safe, stay sane, juggling work our families, and all our responsibilities. And today, parenting even consists of having a place in your home for online learning. We have learned to shop safely, gather safely with Zoom meetings, go-to meetings, WebEx meetings, and now Teams meetings. Many of us have realized we've been overscheduled in our lives, and we've learned to pause and dial things back just a bit. I've heard comments from community members to remember to live in the moment, to enjoy that sunset or that sunrise, to take a walk or a bike ride, find new ways to connect with old friends. I personally am having weekly Zoom time with my 4 siblings. We meet every Tuesday night, and we have visited more during COVID times than we have in the last 3 decades. According to the Cleveland Clinic survey of 1,000 individuals, 62% of those people adopted at least one new healthy change in their life. 65% have gained a new perspective on really what matters in their lives. 27% have tried telemedicine. 76% have learned new strategies to cope with daily stress, cooking, meditation, exercise, quality time with family, taking up art. 87% said they will continue their new health diet changes now that they've discovered now and after the pandemic is over. And 45% of families with children report that they're eating healthier than they ever have before. So as much as COVID has been a challenge, we have had gifts from this pandemic. Next Monday night, October 5th, I will present my budget message for the city's 2021 budget to the City Council. My draft budget will provide the community with services and infrastructure that will serve this community as we continue to navigate COVID-19. Public safety, essential services, and quality of life will be reflected in this budget presentation. Again, I thank you for joining me this week, and I'll see you all next week. Good night. Thanks for being here.